Hi everyone and welcome to Healing with Sacred Light for your mind, body and soul, day 2. Yesterday we talked about what sacred light and energetic allergy healing is, and you'll start to get a feel for it as we run through today. Again today I will run Sacred Light Open, Sacred Light Purification and Sacred Light Close. The two that I've been guided to do today are Sacred Light Spiritual Boundaries and Sacred Light Stand Your Ground. So in this time, this holiday season, often people's boundaries are really pushed. If particularly we feel, frazzled, overworked, over busy, rushing around, getting everything prepared or done, or being with people that perhaps push up against our boundaries or that we don't want to be around or we'd prefer not to see, but we have that have to because of demands on us. I always say to people, if you are doing something and in comes the word I should, that's when we really have to question, is this the right thing for my health, my well-being, my sovereignty and my self-love? For those of us that have perhaps had, past childhoods or relationships that have been incredibly abusive or traumatic childhoods, our boundaries have been, really, we don't have very good spiritual boundaries. We don't have very good boundaries, full stop. And if you're like me, you've had to learn about what actually does boundaries mean. I wasn't even sure what a boundary meant. So with the Sacred Light work, I've had to do a lot of relearning how to keep my boundaries and how to re-establish boundaries and what do they look like. What had to be boundaries that were, sovereign and kept me safe, and what had to be boundaries that could be flexible. So it doesn't mean if you've got a boundary that there isn't negotiation on it, although some boundaries will be there is no negotiation on it. So in terms of Sacred Light, the attunement I'm going to run today is, I'd like to read you about it. So many of us have had experiences in our life that have stripped away our boundaries. Without them, we're too open. We're open to everyone, everything. We're very sensitive environments or situations. We struggle with relationships, pathogens, emotions, trauma, programming and other low vibrational energies that are around us, even the collective. We all know that everything is made up of energy, and so if we have really strong boundaries, we can go into situations where things don't affect us as much. It's like, those people that are so strong in their boundaries, it's like water off a duck's back. And other times we can be in situations where we seem to be triggered and affected all the time. And so having strong boundaries really helps us adjust and navigate where we are in every given moment. So we can come without boundaries, we can become overwhelmed, confused and stressed. The good news is, the more that we heal and the more that we discover where our triggers are and where our boundaries are being pushed or where we need to be stronger in them, we can create boundaries that naturally protect us and honor our sovereignty, honor our sovereign self. So this healing brings in, and here's beautiful bubble cat to join this. This healing brings in new energetic boundaries to create the foundation for new boundaries. So this healing actually works with boundaries that you may have already, and it just helps strengthen them. It brings in new ones, and it really brings in a new level of discernment. So the stronger our boundaries are, the more discerning we are about what's happening around us. And we don't get tricked easily. We don't get tricked by deception or lies. We're less able to be controlled, and we can make really strong choices that are in alignment with our highest good, with what actually we want to be as a sovereign being. So having spiritual boundaries helps us have all that as a sovereign in our sovereignty and be really clear about, you know, where we're going to allow our boundaries to be less and where they're going to be stronger, and how we can stay true to that within ourselves. So that is sacred light, spiritual boundaries. And the other one I was guided to mix with this, and I think it's because of the timing that we're in, you know, where there's a lot going on at the moment energetically. There's a lot going on in the world, and there's a lot of, you know, it's really busy and noisy, and we have to have those boundaries to take ourselves out of the noise. And a boundary might be, you know, no, I'm not going to watch that program with you, or I'm not going to have the news on as I'm cooking, or I'm not going to do A, B, C, and D. However, to help with that, I'm going to run something called Stand Your Ground. So this is a sacred light as well activation, and it's called Stand Your Ground. So this activation brings in and activates you with the courage, the strength and the confidence, self-love and joy needed to stand up for yourself. Speak up for yourself and stand in your power. It also brings in a relationship healing with individuals that you're needing to, with people, places or things that may be contributing to patterns of giving away our power or not standing up for ourselves. So those two work really beautifully together because we're setting up boundaries, but we're also, you know, I'm sure you've found that sometimes when you set a boundary, some people don't like that you've set a boundary because you've never set that before, and they want to push up against that or trigger it more to get you to react. With this standing in your power, you're standing in your power and sticking to that boundary that you've made for yourself, while also being flexible within, you know, some boundaries. This is not about setting up force fields, or not about having so much structure around you that you can't flow or you can't let things in or move with things. It's about being self-care, self-love. These are your boundaries, and these are what you want to stand up for. I've learned very strongly that, you know, learning about self-love and learning about healing really past trauma and past pain is about having strong boundaries, and it is about standing up for yourself and standing in your power. So those are the two I'm going to run for you today. So if you would like to receive these healings, just please say yes. And take a moment and put your hand on your heart and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And imagine that you can drop all your energy from your head to your heart, because your heart is the place that we want to stay in as much as possible. In our sovereignty, in our boundaries, in our strength, standing our ground, anchoring in the light of all that we are. Now imagine, sense, see or feel that you can breathe in pink light, the pink light of compassion. And this beautiful pink light is going all through your body. You're sending it to places of yourself that are needing more compassion, that are needing that softening. And now imagine, sense, see or feel you can have a heart-to-heart connection with the heart of Gaia, this beautiful golden light of Gaia, where she provides you with everything you need, with all the knowledge and the abundance. At the same time, imagine, sense, see or feel you can have a heart-to-heart with the heart of creation, this beautiful crystalline diamond light, flooding in to the pink light of compassion and the gold light of Gaia, forming this beautiful light, activating your heart at the front and at the back, softening it from any pain or trauma or heartbreak or betrayal, letting go just a little bit more, softening just a little bit more. And imagine now that this beautiful light is forming a beautiful ball all around you. This pink, rose gold pink, diamond, liquid crystalline light in which you are in the center of. And this beautiful ball of light, fully held, protected. And intend here that you will stay anchored and grounded in all that light. Take a deep breath in, and by the power of divine love and light, run sacred light open, sacred light purification, sacred light stand your ground, and sacred light spiritual boundaries, and divine love and light create a changer. Feeling all that energy. Some of you may see it or feel it, or just feel a subtle shift. And now running sacred light close as we anchor all of this into your hearts and high hearts, your minds and higher minds, DNA, RNA, cells and cellular memory, subtle bodies, energetic bodies, light bodies, chakra bodies, down into your earth star chakra, into the heart of Gaia, into your personal soul grid, and into any dimension, reality or realm that any place of you is residing or existing. And so it is. It is done. It is done. It is done. Thank you. Just take another deep breath. Coming back to the here and now. And have a beautiful day, locked in your spiritual boundaries.